Now to begin the arms, we're going to need to create an opening similar to what we had with the legs, but for this we're going to need to delete a few faces. So let's select a few faces here. Let's see if that's going to be good. We'll go back to the reference images here, and I'll hit the 3 key and press Alt-Z so we can see through it. And we could select maybe these here, or we could select all of these. I think I'd rather select a 3x2 rather than a 4x2 if I had my choice here. I think maybe let's work with these faces right here. So I've just got 6 faces selected, and I think let's just delete these. Let's hit X and delete faces, and here we go. Now I'll hit the 1 key so we can see the points. And we need to begin this opening here as a circle. As we extrude these out, we want to begin with a circle so the arm is in the proper shape. So what let's do is hit the N key and come back over here to the Edit tab, and let's just click Circle and see what happens. Well, that's actually pretty good. That's, I think, exactly what we want. Let's press Ctrl-Alt-Q and go to our quad view here. And let's begin extruding these out. Now you can see here that the model is off from the drawing. And I think what we should do is maybe just move the drawing just a bit so that we have a better template for the arm as we extrude it out. So let me tab back into object mode and press Alt-Z, and then I'll come over here and choose the front view. And let's just move it over in the X. I'll move it in the top view here. I'll just click and drag and move it in the X. And then I'll also move this down in the Z. So here in the front view, I'll press G and Z and just move this down like this. Maybe something about right here. So just to give us a little bit better of a template. And as I've said, these images are not here to be exactly duplicated. They're here to provide a guide whenever they can. So let's go ahead and go back to edit mode and let's begin extruding these out. So I'll just hit E and let's pull out just a little bit. And I'm going to hit R and kind of turn it back this way here, like that. And let's press Alt-Z and take a look at it up here. Yeah, so we're going to want to have it be flat in the X-axis soon, but maybe not quite yet. At this point in time, I think I'll scale it down just a little bit, kind of like that. All right, let's do that again. I'll hit E, and this time I'll click, and I'm just going to pull straight out in the X. This time, let's flatten it in the X. In the top view here, you can see the X-axis. I'll press SX0, and that'll flatten that up, and click. And then I'll move it back a little bit more and scale it down some as we pull it out here. Now we can go back to previous edges and do any scaling or moving that we feel we need to do. Once again, it's sometimes easier to adjust one edge after you've extruded beyond it. These edges here look okay. Let's go ahead and begin again. Let's hit E, and I'll click and I'll drag straight out here. And now I think we need to deal with the elbow, and I think the elbow is going to begin right here. We need 3 edges on any limb that's going to bend. So just like we did down here with 3 edges, 1, 2, 3, and the bend is happening in the center, we need to do that up here with the elbow as well. So I'm going to scale this down quite a bit like this, and then I'm going to hit E and pull out just a little bit more like this, and I'll scale this down some, and this is where the arm's actually going to bend. And then I'll hit E and click and pull out just a bit, and this time I'm going to scale it up just a bit, so this is kind of the thicker part of the forearm. And then from here, let's hit E and click, and I'll drag straight out, and this time I'm going to scale down, but I'm also going to flatten. I'm also going to flatten it a bit in the Z axis, so S and Z, and flatten it just a bit where the wrist is going to be, and I'll pull that back maybe just a little bit here. There we go. Okay, so now that we've got this, let's go back to our single perspective view with Ctrl-Alt-Q. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the reference images now, just so we can look at it on its own once again. Okay, so how do we do in terms of where these are placed? looking at it now, I feel like they're a little bit off. Maybe they need to slide back just a little bit like that. And then also we can come over here and work on the elbow area here. We could take that one point that's going to be the elbow and maybe pull it out a bit like this. We could take this area here. It's kind of the inside of the elbow. We could select a couple of faces here and pull that in just a bit, just a little bit. Hit the tab key to see how we're doing. All right. Now we need to come through here and align this area. We've got this big bulge on the back and it kind of dips in here at the back of the shoulder. So I think what we need to do is maybe grab some of these points and just begin pulling them out. I'll go ahead and turn on the proportional editing tool and let's press G and Y and begin pulling these out. I'll scroll the mouse wheel down a bit just so we can begin pulling these out some like this. G and Y. There we go. G and Z. Pull these up just a bit. So just trying to come through here and smooth out that transition between the arm and the back. G and Y. Pull that out some. About like this maybe. Looks like we need a little bit more in here. G and Z. And then maybe we could also pull some of these down a bit as well. Get that flow into the arm from the back a little bit smoother here. All right, let's see how we're doing. Not bad. I think I am going to take this whole area and pull it back in just a bit. Let's hit G and Y. Kind of pull that in. And once again, what I'm doing here doesn't exactly match the drawing, but we need it to be its own thing now. We need to look at it on its own and try and figure out what the best proportions and scale and positions are. So I'll bring that up just a bit. Maybe bring this out just a smidge like this. Maybe bring that back in. So just wherever you see an area that could be tweaked, that could be adjusted, get in there and do it. And tumble around, all around, looking from every angle. See what you can find. All right, let's see how we're doing here. I think we're doing pretty well. I think this is a good location for the elbow. We may, once we get the hands in, need to move it one way or the other. But generally speaking, I think we're getting to a pretty good point here with the arms. So in the next videos, what we're going to be doing is working on the hands, and we're also going to create feet with toes. We aren't going to be seeing that in the final animation. He is going to have shoes, but if you do want to create a character that has bare feet, we are going to go over that as well. So we'll begin on the hands in the next video.